You are tuned in to Rake It In, a ball player's podcast for all things baseball and softball. Catch the latest in baseball and softball news, product reviews, and exclusive interviews from influential names on and off the field. Sponsored by Bat Club USA and hosted by Eric Rico and Oscar Llarena.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Eric Rico, CEO of Bat Club USA.
And I'm Oscar Llarena, CMO of Bat Club USA.
And co-founder, right?
Co-founder, true, very true. Always forget that part.
Don't forget that part. But we are excited to bring you episode 2 of our Rake It In podcast, where we talk about ball, we talk about life, and we talk about bats. So, Oscar, what's up, man? How you been?
Not much, but first and foremost, happy 5-year anniversary, dude.
Yes, sir, dude. 5 years, man. We've been in business 5 years. It's been awesome. We've got great members, amazing members all throughout the country, bats in every state. And we've had such an awesome response. So thank you for the members on why we're still here, right?
I mean, I can't even begin to think that we would ever get this far. I'm not gonna lie. Like when this was a pipe dream, when you came out to Texas and we just started talking about this in my in-laws ranch, like it was crazy. It was shocking, but look at us now. I mean, it's great. I love every piece of this. This is a roller coaster that seems to have many ups and downs, but that's part of the game, right?
Dude, every business is going to have them, man. And you know, we've been blessed with the way that things have gone with us. Great staff, great members, and very, very exciting, man. So I'm glad you remembered that. My family had to remind me about that, about the 5-year anniversary yesterday.
Yeah, man. I mean, somebody was asking me, I guess it was last week, I was talking to someone who's like, how long you guys been around? I was like, you know what? 5 years, which is nuts, but I can't tell you, man, it's been awesome. Love being your partner, love being your business partner, and, you know, been friends for a very long time, so there's nobody else I'd rather do this with. So
love it, bro. Love it, my man. So now, hey,
bromance. No more bromance.
No more bromance. All right, bromance is done. So all right, bro. Let's talk some baseball. We're gonna start there. And if you're talking baseball, there's one dude in particular you have to talk about: Shohei Ohtani. I mean, he is an absolute phenom. So what are you thinking there, man? Like, what's your thoughts of Shohei?
So, has anyone ever won the home run derby and been the MVP of the All-Star game and probably throw at least 1 to 2 shutout innings in the All-Star game? Because that's where we're headed this week.
Dude, you're right on. I think he is ready to dominate this thing. I remember hearing about him a few years ago, and this dude from Japan who's big, strong, fast, throws 100 miles an hour, hits the ball 500 feet. And you're always a little skeptical, just because, hey, like the competition level is not as high as the big leagues, although it's essentially the second best league in the world. But you just never know what you're gonna get there, right? Like Hideki Matsui gets this nickname and this what's the word I'm looking for? But this reputation. Oh, he's gonna come to the big leagues and hit 50 home runs. And he had a great career, but it wasn't quite up to how they made it out to be and how great he was going to be. And I kind of felt you were going to get the same vibe there. Then you saw him play. You saw Ohtani play, and you're like, holy cow.
Yeah, you know what's crazy is that, remember, his first year, I think he got hurt right away, right? Like, He started to pitch, and he hurt his arm, and he's like, I'm just going to hit. And then he started hitting, and people were like, wait, what? This guy's actually going to do okay. But this year, now he's healthy. 2020 actually was probably a blessing for him in that he didn't have to work. He didn't have to play a full season coming off of the injury, right? 60 games versus 160 games. And then now you see what it is. And this guy he doesn't just hit home runs, dude. He hits bombs. Like they're predicting him to go past 500 feet in the All-Star game, especially in Coors Field in Colorado. Come on, dude. Awesome. Might as well give him tennis balls.
It's going to be awesome. That is going to be a can't miss home run derby. But the thing that is so impressive for me, because I mean, you and I played together growing up. Like I hit and pitched. I mean, I professionally had 2 years as a hitter, 2 years as an outfielder. I like to say jack of all trades but master of none. It's really freaking hard to do one of those things really well. Like it's difficult to fathom the athleticism he has and coordination and what he has been blessed with to be able to do what he does, because it is not normal for any human being to be able to hit the ball the way that he does, run the way that he does, and throw the ball as absolutely hard as he does. Like, you just don't put those together, because the thing is that to be a great pitcher, it takes tons and tons of work. To be a great hitter, it takes tons and tons of work. These are not things that you just magically one day say, well, I throw 100 miles an hour, so I'm going to get people out. That's not the case. There are plenty of guys that throw 95 miles an hour that don't get people out and get hit all over the big leagues, right? But so he's found a way to not only be amazing at both, but be efficient enough with his time to maintain an extremely high level of performance in the best league ever. Like, it just blows my mind, because I couldn't.
He's on team no sleep, right? Like, there's no
way
that guy has to be team no sleep, especially on days that he pitches. And remember, when he pitches, he's still batting second or third in the lineup. Yep. He's not ninth. They don't put him ninth like a pitcher would in the National League. That he's hitting first inning, he's getting up to bat, and then he's coming out there and mowing people down, mowing them down, and then you think about it like this: like, most of the pitchers aren't wasting any energy on the base paths, right? Like, you take this guy's running and hitting triples. He's hitting triples.
I mean, dude's hitting triples, stealing bases, laying down bunts. It is crazy. He is a pleasure to watch. If he is on, it is must-see TV. I'm glad my West Coast folks get to enjoy him so much. I wish you could at least move him to someplace, a lot more games in Central or East Coast to have it blow up even more, because the West Coast games are just a little too late for this old man. But anytime I can catch him, believe me, that TV's on, because God knows what he's going to do.
Well, I watch MLB Network, hashtag MLB Network. You guys got to give us repercussions for that one. And so they did a top 5 of all-time Japanese players. And they already have Ohtani number 2. Can you guess who number 1 is?
Ichiro.
You got it. That guy was a stud as well.
I remember seeing him when he first jumped on the scene, throwing out Terrence Long at third base, where it was like, holy cannon, 100 miles an hour across the field. Like, man, that was on a rope, man.
There was not a single piece of arc in that throw. It was
BB. Absolute BB. I mean, it's amazing though, and even to Ichiro, and how maybe this ties in culturally, but how well those guys take care of themselves to be able to do that stuff. I mean, Ichiro at 40 something years old was still in the big leagues doing Ichiro things every once in a while. It's not easy to do that, let alone in your low 30s, upper 20s, let alone in your low 40s.
Yeah, no kidding. So let me ask this: if you're Ohtani, you're the man,
right?
Do you play in the Olympics or Japan?
That's a good question, man. I'd say yeah, why not?
Because that means you got to pitch, and so now you got to get sign off from your team and all the organization stuff. But when is MLB gonna field a U.S. Olympic All-Star team? When is that gonna happen?
I mean, that's a great segue into our next topic, because the Olympics are right around the corner, man. And the baseball team, they put together a nice little squad from former big leaguers or minor leaguers, stuff like that. So it'll be interesting to see how
Who's the ace on it? Who's the ace? Because I haven't followed the Olympics. I'm not gonna lie. So not the Olympic baseball, at least. Let's put it that way.
So with the Olympic baseball, man, it's a lot of names that you're probably not gonna recognize. Really, in my mind, the one I recognize the most is Todd Frazier.
Oh yeah. Okay, there you go. Got some status there.
He's on there. I mean, I'm trying to think, because a lot of these guys, remember, I mean, you're in the middle of the season, so to be able to take off in the middle just isn't going to happen, right? Let's see. Anybody here? So locally, you got Eddie Alvarez that had some big league time with the Marlins. We actually went to high school with his brother. Yeah, you got Todd Frazier. You got Edwin Jackson, who has had a lot of big league time, spent a lot of time with a lot of different major league teams.
Scott Kazmir,
yeah. So you've got some recognizable names there with legit big league time. So that should be interesting. I mean, the baseball will be very cool. But what I am most excited about
We know softball. Let's go.
Is the ladies the fast pitch, man? Like,
Shout out to Kat Osterman. That's the homegirl right there. Kat
yeah,
Osterman.
yeah. You and her, RBI Austin for sure, man. I mean, been very nice every time we've talked to her. You could tell she's a solid person, man, and is doing big things. And look, she is, in that Lisa Fernandez type category of awesomeness, right? Like, and what she's doing and being able to still represent the country and be at the highest of level, right? Like, it really is amazing. But I'm excited to see what they do, because you've got some good competition there. Team Canada's solid. Italy won the European qualifier, so you're gonna have some really, really good teams. I mean, Mexico's got a bunch of former collegiate players, high level collegiate recognizable names. So
at least one or two that are also playing our favorite league, Athletes Unlimited.
Unlimited, we love them for sure. At least, if not more than that, you might have 3 or 4.
Yeah,
so
the Athletes Unlimited squad has, I think, 8 or 10 Olympians, which is pretty solid. Like that, even that league, might be a short league, but that's going to be a fun league to watch too. I can't wait to be part of that this year.
Absolutely. I mean, so the Olympics is going to be one of the most competitive. I mean, and look, softball's been out for a while, and they finally brought it back along with baseball. It's going to be really competitive. There are a lot of awesome players, and any of those teams, those high level 5 or 6 teams, can beat any other team on any given day. So
I just really hope they give it some airtime. That's what I'm really hoping for. And breaking news as of yesterday, the fans will not get to be there live, which really stinks, because I think just in general, the Olympic vibe when you can be there, like even at the USA trials, I don't know how much you watch of that stuff, but I watched track and field, I watched the swimming trials, I watched the gymnastics trials, and like the crowd, it puts them at another level. So I'm hoping that it's still a fun thing to do, and of course they're going to represent the country, but let's go back to softball. Let's go get it, ladies.
Yeah, that really is going to be fun, because what you had and what we saw recently with the Women's College World Series, which I thought was absolutely amazing. The Women's College World Series actually outperformed the Baseball College World Series. Yeah, so the basketball College World Series,
which is nuts
when it came to viewership. But look, the game's exciting, man. The game is freaking exciting. Like, there's a lot of action going on. You're finally be able to recognize the athleticism that these ladies have and what they're able to do. And look, home runs are fun too, right? I love home runs, and there are lots of home runs in fast pitch. There's lots of action. You got to go. Yeah, I really do love it. So that takes us into our next ball topic, NCAA, right? Name, image, likeness. Like, what are your thoughts there, man?
Right now, it's going to be the Wild Wild West. I think that the first year is going to be a free for all. I think that they're going to have to reel it back in. I mean, here's how I would say: are you ready to give a kid 17, 18 years old, fresh out of high school, name, image, and likeness rights already? The guy hasn't done a thing in college.
Yes.
Now, you are. Why? Tell me why that kid deserves it, unless he's an All-American in high school. Like, if he is, prep McDonald's All-American basketball player, I can't even tell you All-American football player. Like, unless you're a 5-star recruit that you're Trevor Lawrence, like, you shouldn't have it.
In America, you know what you're worth?
What they say you are.
What anybody will pay you, bro. What anybody will pay you. All right. So if somebody is going to look at me and say, "Hey, Eric, I love what you did at Bat Club. I'm going to pay you $5 million a year," guess what I'm worth, right? So if somebody looks at a backup center on Middle Tennessee State University football team and says, "Hey, man, I'll give you $500 if you post stuff about my company because you're worth $500 a month to me," it's what he's worth, dude, right? So
okay, so let me ask you this. So because, there's already 2 different camps in the NIL world, right? Like, there's the individual player. So I'm going to support Eric Rico. But then you saw what was interesting that company did down in South Florida, the training, Masvidal's company.
Yep.
He said, I'm going to give the whole university $540K, and you're going to split it up between every player on your football roster.
Perfect.
Equal pay for everybody. I think, see, what's going to happen now is you've just opened the floodgates, right? Like, I'm not going to say it because it's not, you don't say it, but when you think about how that's going to go, is who's got more car dealerships in the area?
Hey, dude, that's how it goes, man. Look, where do you want to live, right? Like, if I have the choice of living in Austin or living in Miami or living in Manhattan, Kansas, like, you're gonna have to incentivize me a lot to move to Manhattan, Kansas, right? So if I'm gonna go someplace to earn somebody else money, like, there needs to be compensation that I feel comfortable with. Look, for the people that are good enough with school and say, hey, I don't want to deal with any of that social media. I don't want to worry about making any money. I just want to worry about my grades, and I want to be a doctor, and I'm not going to worry about anything else. I'm going to be fine. Go on and do it. But if you've got kids that have an opportunity to make a good enough living, now look, there are going to be repercussions, right? Because maybe scholarships start getting reduced. Maybe your financial aid package isn't going to be as good because now all of a sudden you're making $25,000 a year through your social media. Like, you have to be ready for those type of things. But when you look at non-revenue sports, kids that would be popular with younger kids in their sport, even though baseball has the College World Series and fast pitch just had an amazing College World Series, those players never really got exposure. Now with the name, image, and likeness, I mean, just thinking about us, that's an amazing opportunity to give those players exposure. And why would we not be able to leverage those players? Why would a swimming cap company not be able to leverage some All-American swimmer to say good things about their cap that they love, right? Like, you've got opportunities now where even kids in non-revenue sports have a market that are interested in what they're saying. So you're allowing them to also, it's not just your football and your basketball players, even though they're probably going to make the most money because they make the most money. You've got opportunities all over the place for gymnasts, for lacrosse players, for track and field athletes, like opportunities for these kids to go out and look, you earn a lot, you learn a lot, and you can hopefully take those good life lessons that are going to help them build up bigger businesses later. I mean, I would have loved to have been able to graduate college debt-free with some extra money in the bank. I mean, who knows? Maybe you would have started Bat Club 10 years earlier, right? Like, you've got some things that, and you're going to have the kids that are going to be your horror stories with going broke, like, because it happens to everybody though, right? Like, it doesn't happen to everybody. Sorry, that's not what I'm looking for, but it happens a lot, right? Like, a lot of people that get money, lottery winners, stuff like that, like, you lose it. But, sometimes it's better to learn that lesson at 22 rather than at
42. No, you're right. So I'm gonna throw out two scenarios here. One is just a reaction. Master P's kid goes to like Southwest something state, and he's got what, a $3 million deal, a 3-year $2 million deal, or a 2-year $3 million deal, something like that. Crazy. And the kid plays at like whatever school, Bodonk University. Fine. Second, what's your thought on equal between the universities? So for example, Ivy League schools who have never done athletic scholarships.
Yep.
How do they play in this space now with the NIL? Like, does that equal it out for them, where they're going to get that one kid that's borderline, but now he's like, heck yeah, I'm going to go to Harvard. I'll go to Harvard and I'm going to get NIL and I'm going to play and I'm going to be an all-teamer and for all-American and Ivy League?
That'd be awesome.
Do you see that balancing it the other way?
Be awesome. Absolutely.
Cool. But do you think it'll happen?
I don't think that that's necessarily going to be the case though, because there are going to be exposure things that you're going to run into at some of these smaller schools. But kids always have the decision to make if they're going to go more the academic route or if they're going to go more the athletic route, right? Like, there are very few schools that are going to put the two together. Your Stanfords or your Vanderbilts of the world, but University of Virginia, but most of those top tier academic schools, like, you're just not going to be able to compete exposure wise. So the kids are going to have to make a decision, right? And I might make a little bit more money here now, but in the long run, I'm probably going to make more money if I go to this school. Like, those are all things that they're going to have to assess. Hopefully they have great advisors and help steer them in the right direction. So yeah. Oscar, No, go ahead.
Advisors that aren't real advisors, like no agents yet, kids, not yet.
Right. Exactly. So, all right, bud. Awesome stuff on the ball. Let's take a quick break. Hear a quick message here about Bat Club USA.
Good news, parents? No, you can't ever use the bathroom in peace again, but you can make sure that your kid always has the perfect baseball or softball bat without spending a fortune. How? Introducing BatClubUSA.com, a subscription service that lets you pick any bat, pay monthly, and switch anytime you like. Just select the bat you want from any of the major brands, Easton, Demarini, Louisville Slugger, and more, and Bat Club USA will ship a brand new bat right to your front door. It's that easy. And if your bat isn't working out for any reason, you can exchange it for a new one, even if it's beat up, broken, or...
Red.
Or someone doesn't like red anymore.
Sweet. All right, so we just talked about ball. I love it. Now life. I just had some.
Oh yeah, wait. I'm gonna start because life. So I'm in the off season. Baseball's in full swing. Tell me about travel life. Like this was your first dipping your toe in like the craziness with your oldest. So how was it?
All right, man. So look, I have been blessed to be in a metropolitan area with highly competitive baseball. So the league that I play in, we play a lot of travel teams already. So I have shied away from getting into travel baseball because I'm busy. I play in a highly competitive league. And since I have been at a level that most people haven't, I can do enough teaching with my kid that I don't need the constant competition. Like I would rather spend more time hitting BP with him than being at a tournament for 4 or 5 days. But I'm different. I'm not normal, and I understand that. That's why there's a lot of value to travel baseball, because it's amazing for kids to be able to see what high level competition looks like and the work that they need to put into to be as good or better than some of their peers, right? And what success looks like, because things don't just get handed to you, right? So for me,
You took your team.
Yeah, so I took my team to a Cal Ripken tournament in Orlando, Disney Wide World of Sports, and holy cow, man. Like, it was a lot of baseball. I mean, I love baseball. We played 7 games in 4 days. We lost a heartbreaker in the bracket play. I commend the parents that do that type of stuff on a regular basis. All right, like kids.
How did you find the pitching? Is what I want to know. How did you have enough pitching for 7 games in 4 days?
Dude, you gotta carry at least 8 pitchers. I mean, that for a tournament like that. Other tournaments you can go less if you're only playing a game a day, but you got to carry at least 8 pitchers. I mean, pretty much every kid on your team, if possible, has to pitch or at least be able to throw strikes. So kids, if your parents are running all around your state or other states or whatever playing travel baseball, give them a hug, because it is a sacrifice. It is a grind. You're doing stuff during the summer and it's hot and they're sitting in the stands sweating. Why? Because they love you and they want to see you be awesome. So you might go, you know what? Think about it like this. You might go 0 for 2 and strike out the first 2 times and be down, but you smoke a double in the gap. And a lot of these parents are going to be going absolutely nuts and be happy. And it was worth it for them. Because let me tell you, from the parents' perspective, travel ball is hard. So big shout out to all the travel baseball parents, because it is not easy and it is a labor of love.
So would you do it again?
I will, because it was a great, I mean, the kids loved it, man. The kids loved being together. Now, I will say this, my oldest son being his first tournament ever, by the time we got to the end, it was kind of like eating at Golden Corral buffet, where it's awesome with all this fried food and I can stuff my face like a champ. And man, they got a chocolate fountain. Like, can't beat the chocolate fountain, right? So you just stuff your face and you can't move for 3 days, right? Like that's the analogy I think of, because it was awesome. It was awesome. It was such a great experience. I mean, the staff there did an amazing job. The teams were awesome. You know, you can joke in with coaches, like guys really understood that they were there to win, but have a good time. So you didn't see anything crazy, although I know crazy things do happen at times, but from our experience, like it was really awesome. You know, we had played some great baseball, saw some bombs, you know, had some great personal moments. So for the travel ball, it was great. Not saying I could do that type of tournament all the time, but we're gonna do it a little bit more, man. And so
now you told me. Now I want to make sure I give a shout out to both your boys, because your oldest, you know, like he pitched a complete game, right?
Yeah, he did.
And then your younger one, which wasn't even supposed to be playing in this tournament, ended up pitching 3 innings of solid ball. So what about that? Where'd that come from?
Dude, that's that proud parent stuff, man, right? Like, you know, get them to jump on. We had a little COVID issue. Unfortunately, at the last minute, I had a couple players that had to back out, and he filled in like a champ, man. So I got all these kids after the end, both my daughters and both my sons. I was like, y'all did awesome this week. You get a treat. So I made sure to hook them up with a nice little, you know, store credit at Target and let them get what they wanted there.
Well done. And all I'm saying is that I'm signing you up to be my pitching coach too, man, because apparently you know what you're doing over there. So good for you.
Hey, it's a good time. But with travel ball, like those Cal Ripken tournaments, I'm not here to, you know, be there rah whatever. But it was a really well-run tournament, man. Like Disney is awesome. It was hot, but they kept things moving. The weather stunk sometimes, but they kept things moving. Very good communication. So that's one of the things when you're looking at a tournament, at least from my experience, like if you have a tournament director that's communicating well and you know you're going to get the information you need in a timely manner and not feel like everything's last minute, you got a good one on your hands.
Oh, that's awesome, man. And it was a U-Trip tournament, right? It was not a USA tournament. It was Cal, because
yeah. So with those Cal Ripken tournaments, they let you use whatever bat you want. So you know, it's not U-Trip certified. It's Cal Ripken, but you could use whatever bat. You don't have to use a USA bat. So you were seeing some bombs, man, and it was pretty awesome.
Okay, that's good to know. Just because there's actually one coming down here. The National World Series is coming to Eagle Pass, Texas, which is around the corner in early August. So shout out to Eagle Pass, Texas, for those of you that know where that is.
That is awesome. That is awesome.
All right, so one more quick break, and then we'll come back and wrap it all up this week.
All right.
My daughter plays softball, and I just got her subscription to Bat Club USA. Because, frankly, we don't need any more bats. See, when you get a bat from a sporting goods store, the minute the wrapper comes off, you're stuck with it, even if it's never been used. No! But with Bat Club USA, kids have up to 90 days to demo a bat before deciding if it's right, which means they won't be stuck with a bat they can't use, and you won't be stuck trying to sell your handmade artisan bat furniture on Etsy.
All right, you want to talk about bats? You want to talk about Oscar? You want to talk about bats?
Yeah, man. So let's talk bats. So I know that this week we released the Demarini Glitch. So tell us a little bit about the Glitch first and foremost.
All right. I got this bad boy right here. We just got our stock in at batclubusa.com of the brand new Demarini Glitch. This has been the second year where at near the end of the model year, Demarini releases these limited edition, updated paint job Glitch models. They're really cool looking. I really do like the paint job. They're different than your earlier in the year CF models. They come in drop 10, drop 8, and drop 5. Now, if you love the Demarini CF and you had a great experience with it, you were ripping, it's the right bat for you. This is the exact same bat, different paint job. Okay? Literally.
If you didn't, you should try this one instead.
I mean, look, you're not going to get anything different. This is the exact same bat, different paint job. If you like the performance of the 2021 orange and white model, you're going to get the same thing here. I mean, these really are high performing bats. I mean, I love them. We've gotten great feedback from our members, but these are limited edition though, right? So if you love this paint job, you got to get it now. Can't mess around. Can't wait and see, well, let's see if it'll price drop. These are all going to go. You're not going to find these a month from now at a discount or a closeout. So if you want these Demarini CF glitches, you better get it now. Jump on backclubusa.com and we have them available.
And let me just say, one of the perks that we give you is if you try it and you don't like it, we will swap it. So don't feel like you're obligated to keep it for the year. Remember, we have plans that allow you to switch in different time periods. So take your time, think about it, use it, try it, make sure you love it, because it's not about getting you the most expensive bat with us. It's making sure you got the right bat.
Exactly.
All right, so we started with baseball. We started with Ohtani. We moved to the softball world. So it would be a crime on our part if we don't at least show one softball bat today. So what do you got for us today?
Of course. Listen, there are a lot of great models out there, and if not the next podcast, our next show, next episode after next, we'll have a review on the new Louisville Slugger Meta. We don't have them yet, but I've heard really good things. But today,
the secret weapon. I call this one the secret weapon, the underrated secret weapon.
Well, this is the Maruchi Echo Connect. So with the Echo Connect, what you're going to get for your fast pitch players is a bat with a very low swing weight. So these bats are going to feel light. You've got the composite barrel that dominates the fast pitch world. I don't know too many players that actually swing an alloy barrel, and most of our members are swinging composites when it comes to fast pitch. It's got a multi-piece construction. So the thing that's really cool about the Echo and the Echo Connect, well, the Echo is the one-piece composite, but here with the Echo Connect, you have this connector piece, right? So you've got this XDX EXT connection piece, and where Maruchi does it differently is a lot of other manufacturers, when you get the barrel, what essentially happens is the handle slides into the barrel, they glue it up, and there's a connection. So you actually get a little bit of flex between the barrel and the connector piece. So your barrel, when you're swinging, especially if you have a lot of bat speed, will kind of come back a little bit and then power through the baseball. A lot of advanced hitters don't like that. A lot of advanced hitters like the stiff feel because they want the feedback when they miss hit and they don't catch the ball right, that type of stuff. So what the Echo Connect does is the connector piece is essentially screwed on. So it's a much tighter, much stiffer feel for hitters. So you get a very light swing weight. You get a really good sized barrel length. So when I've tested the max barrel score, so that's the length of the barrel where it's at a 2 1/4 distance, is one of the bigger ones that I tested. So you get a really big sweet spot, really light feeling bat with a very stiff connection point. And that stiff connection point is going to help you understand if you actually caught the ball well. But this is the thing that's crazy, because normally if the bat is stiff, you get a lot of feedback, but Maruchi has their
anti-vibration.
Yeah, you have such a great anti-vibration system.
ABS, if I recall.
Yeah, so the anti-vibration system throughout this bat, and really all the Maruchi lines are pretty awesome. So this is going to be a great bat for hitters that need additional bat speed. You get the bat broken in, you get your additional bat speed, you're gonna get solid performance out of this bat. And look, a lot of times it's going to be feel. You'll grip it, it'll feel comfortable, and you'll really do well with it.
Yeah, one thing that I know that you and I heard a lot of feedback around was like, when you think softball bats, you don't think Maruchi yet.
Right.
Yet. But the more people that they're putting these bats in their hands for, the more that they're getting converted. So it wouldn't hurt for you to just try it, I'd say, because it's a pretty solid bat. I mean, honestly. We've heard nothing but good feedback so far.
Absolutely. And look, and it's definitely different than some of their older models, like the Cat FX. And we've had good feedback. We've had really good feedback from our members. So again, one of the beauties of the program, you want to try something different, it's here. Right? Like, you get the opportunity to demo it, see if you like it. If you don't, switch it. If it's not the right size, switch it. If it's too heavy, too light, switch it. Right? Like, that's why we started this thing, is because we want every hitter, baseball, softball, to always have the perfect bat. Pros do not just show up and grab any bat out of the rack and then go hit, right? Like, we had the opportunity to see what Maruchi does, going down to just the nitty gritty for what every player wants, because there's value to having the perfect bat, and we want to help give that to our members.
That's right. And on that, I say we close out for the day, for the night,
sir.
for the week. And the next episode, I think you and I will be live and in person. So we will see each other face to face, because I am making the drive to Miami next week. Let's roll.
That is awesome. That is awesome. Well, all right, everybody. Thank you for joining us here on the Rake It In podcast. I'm Eric Rico. That's my co-founder, Oscar Yarena. And we'll see y'all next time.
Have a good one, folks.
See ya.